6-yard pass over the middle. You know what he did, Garrett? He celebrated like crazy those. But that to me just reinforces the one way that Deshaun wins that is that kind of offense.
Shedeur Sanders just shocked the NFL with a 6-yard pass. Midway through mandatory minicamp on Tuesday, Shedeur completed a 6-yard route over the middle to Blake Whiteheart and then celebrated like he had just won the Super Bowl, strumming the guitar, dancing, high-fiving everybody within reach. The reporter watching said, "I stopped for a second and thought he must have got coached between drills. On this play, you take this instead of chucking it down the field." A quarterback who celebrates a 6-yard completion understands what matters now. And the Nike deal that called him unstoppable before the draft, the Watch Flex poster that said, "You know what time it is," just confirmed it. The celebration proves the coaching is working. Here's every word. Here is the full 6-yard celebration moment that shocked the reporters watching, and why the reaction to a completed short pass is the most significant behavioral signal of the entire mandatory minicamp. The panel reporter said Shedeur had completed several in a row. Then he threw what looked from the sideline like a simple 6-yard pass over the middle. He celebrated like crazy on this pass. He was strumming the guitar and dancing around and high-fiving everybody in sight. And I thought, I'm gonna read that as, between segments, he was told, "On this play, you take this instead of chucking it down the field." Strumming the guitar over a 6-yard completion because the coaching said, "This is the play," and Shedeur made the play, and then he celebrated it like it was the right decision. A quarterback who celebrates a 6-yard completion over the middle is a quarterback who understands what the coaching staff told him matters. He could have chucked it deep. That's his instinct. That's the big game hunter, looking for the whale when the trout is available. But the coach said, "Take the trout." Blake Whiteheart, 6 yards, on the money, strumming the guitar. That is the moment where the processing shift becomes visible on the practice field. And here is the Nike context that proves this behavioral shift was always inevitable, and why "you know what time it is" was the message before any of this happened. In August 2024, 1 year before Shedeur was even drafted, Nike signed him as the first college football player in NIL history to get an official Nike footwear and apparel deal. The company that signs global icons identified Shedeur before the NFL did. Their promotional poster featured his signature Watch Flex celebration, "You know what time it is." The NFL passed on him 143 times. Nike signed him first. And the 6-yard celebration at mandatory minicamp is Nike's prediction finally landing on the practice field. "You know what time it is," Nike's message in August 2024, before the draft, before the 5th-round slide, before the pick-6 drought narrative, before mandatory minicamp. Nike said it first. In the 6-yard celebration in June 2026, the coaching breakthrough that the reporter caught is the answer to Nike's question. Time is now.
I'm going to take this as a sign of growth. This was Tuesday, which was the most extensive competitive minicamp day. Shedeur threw a couple deep ones, and Boston caught them, but they were bad throws. Watson came in, threw a deep one, threw it okay. Shedeur threw a couple medium ones, okay. We got to later in practice. Shedeur had completed several in a row, and he threw what looked from the sideline like a simple 6-yard pass over the middle. And you know what he did, Garrett? He celebrated like crazy on this pass. And I stopped for a second, and I thought, you know what? He must have got coached between drills. And instead of chucking that ball deep, this is where he's supposed to go. It was a short pass. It was on the money. He knew, like I said, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he just really wanted to throw to Blake Whiteheart on that play.
That's the one. That's the one where he kind of caught it, and it was over the middle a little bit.
It was over the middle. It was a very simple 6-yard in route.
Yeah,
and Shedeur was strumming the guitar and dancing around and high-fiving everybody in sight. And I thought, that I'm going to read that as between segments, he was told on this play, you take this instead of chucking it down the field and hanging it up.
If you can move the chains, if you can move the sticks and keep drives alive. We watch those watch parties where we sit here and say, all you need is 3 on this play. Give me 3.
Just 3.
Give me 3. It sets us up better.
You know what time it is. Nike said it in 2024. Shedeur said it with a strumming guitar over 6 yards in 2026. Now, here's the Deshaun as a thrower is not good enough verdict from the same panel, and why the 6-yard celebration is the most important moment in the QB competition. Here is the panel verdict on the QB competition that makes Shedeur's 6-yard celebration the decisive organizational signal, not just a cute moment. The reporter said it directly. Deshaun's one way to win this job is his athleticism. Monken installs a system, a Lamar Jackson-based system. We saw in minicamp and OTA some days that Deshaun Watson ran design keepers where he ran zone reads. Shedeur is not going to do that, and they ran through those plays in minicamp, and Shedeur did not look comfortable with those. But to me, that just reinforces the one way that Deshaun wins, that kind of offense. Deshaun as a thrower is not good enough. Deshaun as a processor is not good enough. And then the conclusion. If Shedeur masters the offense and learns to do a better job of taking the simple ones, he is going to be the starting quarterback. Deshaun as a thrower, not good enough. Deshaun as a processor, not good enough. That is a panel reporter with all 22 film access evaluating both quarterbacks after the spring. And Shedeur's path to the job is identified as master the offense, take the simple ones, be accurate and decisive on the easy plays. And the 6-yard celebration is Shedeur doing exactly that in real time, making the simple play, then celebrating it, because the coaching told him that is the play. And here is the big game hunter insight that explains why the 6-yard celebration is such a visible shift from Shedeur's 2025 rookie behavior. The panel confirmed he's a big game hunter. He's looking for the whale, and sometimes you have to go ahead and take that little trout, take that little bass over there. Give your guys an opportunity. In 2025, Shedeur was pressing. The panel explained it perfectly. He's coming off the bench thinking, if I catch it, I've got to shoot it. I've got to make the wild pass to show the coach I should be playing more. And sometimes you press in those instances because you're trying to make something happen instead of letting the game come to you. 6-yard completion, guitar strum. The game came to him. He took it. The big game hunter takes the trout. The trout becomes the chain mover. The chain mover becomes the drive extender. The drive extender becomes the scoring drive. And suddenly the whale shows up on a play where Shedeur wasn't forcing it. Monken confirmed, I just think he's being more decisive. The ball's coming out of his hands. The guitar strum over 6 yards is Monken's teaching made visible. And Nike predicted it in August 2024.
This is what Todd Monken had to say about the Browns' second-year quarterback. Todd said, quote, well, I just think he's doing a better job. I think he's being more decisive. Now, it's easy to say we're not in pads. It just feels like he's making quicker decisions. The ball's coming out of his hands, which he's going to have to do. Not that he doesn't have playmaking ability, because he does, but his ability to process quicker and get the ball out of his hands and eliminate lost yardage plays is going to be huge for us to be able to stack plays and score, which is ultimately the number one thing here. Zach, you were at the press conference where Todd Monken said both of those things. What was your kind of big takeaway from Todd's evaluation of the quarterbacks at this point to where they need to get to moving forward?
Yeah, I think we'll start with Shedeur. I think, in fairness, right, like the number one knock on him is he holds the ball too long. He did in college. He admitted it. He came in as a rookie. He did. I think that was a real point of emphasis. I think you watched Shedeur over the last couple of weeks of the offseason versus the first few weeks. You saw notable emphasis on get rid of the ball, on Shedeur lining up his feet and therefore getting his shoulders and eyes in the right place to get rid of it. So they weren't all perfect, but when Shedeur's going, he's accurate. And when Shedeur's going, his body language shows it. And what I saw over 2 of the days at minicamp and a little bit in the last OTA was Shedeur was feeling. He was getting more comfortable out there. So Monken installs a system, a Lamar Jackson-based system. I hate to use that word because there's only one of him, right? But we saw in minicamp and OTAs, we saw some days that Deshaun Watson ran design keepers where he ran zone read. Shedeur is not going to do that. And they ran through those plays in minicamp, and Shedeur did not look at all comfortable with those. But that, to me, just reinforces the one way that Deshaun wins that is that kind of offense. Deshaun as a thrower is not good enough. Deshaun as a processor is not good enough. And over the course of the spring, even the throws that he hit that you're like, okay, the next time he missed guys by 5 yards. He throws too many interceptions. He's not accurate enough. If Shedeur Sanders masters the offense and learns to do a better job of taking the simple ones, he's getting everybody in the right place, then he's going to be the starting quarterback.
Deshaun as a thrower, not good enough. Deshaun as a processor, not good enough. And Shedeur's path, confirmed. Take the simple ones. He'll win the job if he does. The 6-yard guitar strum was him doing exactly that. Now here's the Nike Dynasty context that makes the 6-yard celebration part of a 30-year family story. Here is the 30-year Nike Dynasty context that places the 6-yard celebration and the cannot-be-stopped verdict in the full generational picture. In the 1990s, Shedeur Sanders had Nike Air Diamond Turfs, some of the most popular sneakers in sports history, named after his dual sport fame. Nike and Shedeur separated in 2009, reunited in 2023 when he became Colorado's head coach, released the Nike Air Max DT96. And in August 2024, nearly 30 years after Deion's original Nike deal, Shedeur signed with Nike as the first college football player in history to receive an official NIL footwear and apparel deal. Front Office Sports confirmed Shedeur is following in his father's footsteps with the Nike deal. Deion at his peak, Nike Air Diamond Turfs, two-sport legend, Neon Deion, unstoppable. Nike's deal with Shedeur, you know what time it is. Watch flex, first college football player ever. 30 years later, same swoosh, same family, and the celebration at mandatory minicamp, the 6-yard guitar strum, is wearing Nike cleats in a Cleveland Browns #2 jersey on the day the reporter said Deshaun as a processor is not good enough. The dynasty is continuing, and the practice field is the stage where it happens. And here is the most devastating single statistic that proves the Nike deal's cannot-be-stopped verdict was always accurate. SI.com confirmed Shedeur Sanders' NFL annual salary is $1,005,000. His college NIL valuation at Colorado was $4.7 million. His NFL salary as a 5th-round pick is less than his college brand value. The market said $4.7 million before the draft. The NFL said $1 million after it. The NFLPA said $17.7 million after one season. Nike said first ever in college. The market, at every level, has consistently placed Shedeur's value higher than any draft organization or depth chart designation ever tried to. The 6-yard celebration is just the latest data point. Cannot be stopped. Here is what shocks the NFL about the 6-yard celebration. It's not the celebration itself, it's what it signals. A quarterback who celebrates taking the check down has internalized the coaching, has accepted that the simple play is the right play, has let go of, I need to make the whale throw to justify my roster spot, and is now operating from, I am the starting quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, and this 6-yard completion moves the chains. Nike called it first. The Watch Flex poster said it. You know what time it is. The answer? Mandatory minicamp, June 2026. Shedeur strumming the guitar on a 6-yard route. Cannot be stopped. Here is the complete cannot-be-stopped picture. August 2024. Nike signs Shedeur as the first college football player ever. You know what time it is. 30 years after Deion's Nike deal. College NIL valuation, $4.7 million. NFL salary, $1 million. Market said $17.7 million in licensing. June 2026 mandatory minicamp. 6-yard pass over the middle. Blake Whiteheart. Guitar strum. Dancing. High-fiving everybody. Reporter, he must have got coached between drills. He took the simple play. That's the breakthrough. Monken, more decisive, ball coming out of his hands. Panel, Deshaun as a thrower is not good enough. Deshaun as a processor is not good enough. If Shedeur takes the simple ones, he's the starting quarterback. Barry, truly phenomenal. Watson, pick 6 with first-team reps. Nike poster, you know what time it is. Cannot be stopped. Nike signed him as the first college football player ever and said, you know what time it is. The 6-yard celebration at mandatory minicamp is the answer. The time is now. The coaching is working. The processing is faster. The guitar strum confirms it. Cannot be stopped. Shedeur Sanders just shocked the NFL with a 6-yard pass and a guitar strum and a high-five cascade that told every coach on the practice field, I understand what you're teaching me. The panel confirmed Deshaun as a thrower is not good enough. Deshaun as a processor is not good enough. If Shedeur takes the simple ones, he's the starting quarterback. Nike confirmed in August 2024. You know what time it is. Before any of this happened, 30 years after Deion's Nike deal, first college football player ever to get the official deal, $4.7 million college NIL valuation, $17.7 million NFL licensing record. Barry, truly phenomenal. Monken, more decisive, ball coming out of his hands. And Shedeur strumming the guitar on a 6-yard completion over the middle and celebrating it like his entire philosophy just clicked. Drop a comment. Does the 6-yard guitar strum celebration mean Shedeur Sanders has officially figured out how to win the Browns' starting QB job?